All right, it says we are live. Welcome, welcome. I don't see it yet. Got you. All right. Okay, welcome, welcome. So I'm not that tech savvy. So I lost it.
All right, we are live. Share this out.
And I am going to do the same.
Peace, family. What's goody?
Peace.
What is going on out here, fam? What's good? It's Real Money Talk.
Are you guys still seeing the live stream okay?
I am seeing a live stream, but guys, I am not tech savvy in that manner, so I cannot multitask even though I'm not in the, at the helm today. Welcome, welcome. We ready to go? Everybody's good? I did share it.
Almost. And you still have the option to screen share, correct?
Hey, Walensky, thank you for joining, sir. What you say?
All right.
Okay, I think I figured it out.
All right, and you're able to still screen share, correct?
I am.
Perfect.
Well, I don't know if I'm able to screen share, but we'll get to that part.
When we get to it. All right. Greetings, everyone. My name is Alicia Minto. I am coming from South Carolina.
Hey, what's going on? It's Chris K from New Jersey.
Hey, and I'm Tasheen Poole coming out of South Carolina. Chris, is there a delay in your...
No, sorry about that. We bringing you Real Money Talk.
From real people.
With real struggles, as you can see. Real struggles on a real journey to financial freedom.
We are called to break down global economic concepts and ideas.
To help you grasp and understand the realities of what's happening around you and how it impacts your livelihood.
So hear the red pill revelation from our perspective as thinkers as we navigate through this twilight zone and what we can do in the now to protect ourselves.
We are the Real Money Entourage.
We are the Real Money Entourage.
We are the Real Money Entourage.
Awesome. And we are, guys. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm excited. We've gotten this boat rolling. Last stream, which was on Wednesday, we brought you some education on what real money is. We're actually going to kind of recap that. Chris is going to recap that for us, but Alicia brought us a whole lot of information about the quadrant in regards to small business owners. So we are going to actually get into why you should create leverage for yourself. But before we talk about that, like I said, we did start about money, but we're going to recap because everybody, we're getting stimulus checks and we don't even know what real money is. So Chris is going to recap that for us and just give us the layman's terms of what that is. So Chris, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
Hey, peace, family. What's going on? Yeah, so we pretty much talked about last week or the last episode we had. We talked about the commodity money and we talked about fiat money. And the difference between commodity money is more or less like, you know, you might have like a cocoa beans, a tea, or tobacco, salt, gold, silver. You know, that's something that you pretty much, it maintains the value. You know, this is always appreciates for value, so you always could use this leverage. Versus you using the fiat money, which is cash, which is paper money, which has no intrinsic value. So, you know, I mean, when it comes to saving your money, you want to save your money, you know, with the commodity money. You know, you want to save commodity. You don't want to save fiat.
So Chris, why would I want to save it? And then of course we can go into that. But can you mentioned tea, So commodity money used to be tea. Obviously, you can't, there's nothing that you have or nothing that I have that I will accept your tea for today. So that's not even, but why would I want to get like gold? That is considered commodity money, right? Why would I want to get that versus me using just my paper dollars?
Where gold itself is a store of value. So that just lets you know pretty much where you park. When you have gold, it's pretty much you secure your money. You don't have to worry about losing anything. You don't have to worry about the money depreciating. Fiat money depreciates. Fiat money doesn't have anything back in the fiat money, so it's pretty much just printed paper. Its faith is as far as the people, and as of lately, the people have been feeling as though fiat money has no value. So it's more people moving towards saving money in a commodity more than a fiat. You're taking a risk and you're saving in fiat.
Right, because it doesn't hold this value. So, so speaking of that, Alicia we were talking last episode about small business owners. And we showed them the chart of the cash flow quadrant, where on the left side you had your employee and your small business owner. And then on the right side, you had your big business, and investor on the right side. And obviously everybody want to get to the right side. And as you stick with us, we'll of course break that down some more. So we will give you a solution to get to that right side. But in reference to what Chris just said, gold is a store of value. And as a business owner, right, if I'm a small business owner, especially now, right, it would be beneficial to me to have gold in my possession right now, especially if I was on that right side. Alicia, you started talking about leverage and residual income, but tell me, or can you kind of elaborate on how that correlates? Like, as a small business owner, if I did take some of my money, which is what Chris is talking about, and I did put it into the commodity money, which is gold, what does that look like for me? How does that help me? And what about the taxes in association with that? Can you elaborate on that a little bit? I hope that wasn't like, I feel like I said a lot.
No, you did, but I caught it all. No worries.
Okay, great.
What I first want to do is actually talk about what leverage is, and then understanding the difference between being self-employed and being a business owner, because they are completely different, and they have completely different implications when it comes to taxes and leverage. So in regards to leverage is something where you really are not using 100% of your efforts in order to produce an outcome. So you can, set up a business, you can start a business, but it starts to run on its own, right? You may have some employees, you may have a network that is running this business for you. You set it up and then you can step away from it. That's leverage. As a self-employed person, an entrepreneur, you lack the leverage piece because it is up to you to be able to operate your business. You are the sole operator of the business. Whether you are selling jewelry, whether you are a dentist, whether you are a barber, it takes you and all of your efforts to bring in the income and earnings. So when you're on that side of the quadrant as a self-employed person, you have some tax benefits because you may be able to write off a few things. But as a business owner, you can leverage your taxes a whole lot more. I think I said on the last stream that, an individual or even a self-employed person has very minimal tax breaks. The business owner, and talk to the smallest business owner, or a huge conglomerate like Amazon, who paid no taxes, and we know they're bringing in buku money. So you have to understand the tax implications for business owners and what you're able to do. And of course, the one thing you want to be able to do is make money and get it away from you as quickly as possible. And that's the part that we're missing as entrepreneurs and as self-employed individuals. We want to hold on to that money instead of putting it back out there into the atmosphere or having that money work for you. So we lack the leverage when it comes to being an individual, a W-2 earner, or even, even a entrepreneur on the left side of the cash flow quadrant. You're still lacking the leverage required and necessary in order to maximize your tax cuts.
Amazing.
So I don't know if you guys heard the last show, and Chris, you can chime in. But the last show I talked about, I gave an example. On that day, on Wednesday, I helped one of my friends do her taxes, and she has 2 jobs, guys. She has 2 jobs. I'm a business owner. Well, I have 2 businesses, and I worked a full-time job last year. I worked up until September, and then I've had 2 businesses, since then. But I got back over $3,000 because of my expenses as a business owner, not as an employee. And she owed over $800, and she works 2 jobs. She works 7 days a week. I work from home. No shade on the fact that that's what she chooses to do, but it's definitely an eye opener. Alicia just talked about you being a small business or self-employed. Excuse me, you being self-employed and not having that leverage. If something happens to you, what are you going to do? Like, if she can't go to work, even in her situation, yes, she's not being able to take advantage of tax advantages, but think of this: not only does she owe taxes, but what if something happens to her and she cannot physically go to the job? Or what if Corona happens and the type of work that she does has her shut down? What is she going to do? What is she going to do? So, Alicia, you talked about that leverage. Chris, if you would, and say, you can of course add to it, but I want you to, if you would add, like I was saying, if I'm a business owner and let's say maybe I wasn't prepared for what has happened. Am I able to start creating leverage for myself, or like if I was to have gold, or if I get a commodity money, what do I do with it? Like, what do I do with it? How can it help me create leverage for myself?
Well, pretty much you getting your hands on some commodity money at this point, is definitely leverage. It's definitely an opportunity for you to secure the bag. In other words, I would encourage anyone that has the opportunity to get their hands on some commodity money. Then this where you need to be going. This is where you need to be putting your money in. You need to be parking your cash, somewhere where it can work for you. There's no way that you earning all of this, you're gonna pay more taxes every year. At the end of the year, it doesn't matter how much you save, you'll pay more taxes in this. If you saved in gold, physical gold, you would eliminate all of them issues and problems when it came to taxes. The majority of the people that we know, even, many of us are employees. As long as you, like Miss Alicia explained, as long as you're an employee, as long as you, work for yourself, you're going to have to really get burnt out with taxes, because this is more or less what you're going to be dealing with. If you're not dealing with any commodities, if you have no gold in your portfolio, any type of silver, some type of money that appreciates with the value of time. As long as you have this saved, like that's what you ask. Like pretty much, it's really about saving your commodity. You keep that and you put that to the side. If you using your fiat money is like paying your bills. Mm-hmm. That's your everyday expenses. That's what you use for the money. You know what I'm saying? You use this money right here for the right now money. This is what I gotta go take care of something. But when you want to save your money, you want to secure it in a commodity. That's pretty much the answer for you. I ain't mean to be long-winded.
No, that's good. That's good, because you know what? When people have that cash, we've heard of it and we've called it the put and take account, right? Because you put it in and you take it out. Right. You put it in and you take it out. And that's what it's for. And that's called cash flow, because cash should not be still. Cash should be flowing always. So you never want to hold cash. You don't save cash. That's the one thing you don't do. So You got to keep that in mind. And leverage is not a bad thing. People look at leverage like, oh, I don't want to be leveraged, and oh, I don't want somebody to use me or benefit off of me. And you got to remember now, in that 9 to 5, you are not at the top of that beautiful business model shaped
Of that
pyramid. You are
triangle.
not. You're not at the top of it. So let's just put that out there. Let's not talk about pyramid schemes; those are illegal. But your job, and most businesses, if not all businesses, have a stable foundation, and the CEO is at the top. And 9 times out of 10, if you're not the son or the daughter, you're not going to be at the top of that pyramid.
Ever,
So let's just
ever.
understand that we've all been leveraged at some point, in any capacity. Even as a consumer, you are being leveraged because somebody is taking your money away from you. So let's not look at leverage as a bad thing when it comes to something that you can control and that you can operate yourself, a system of leverage.
And listen, I am working every day to create that system of leverage. The thing
Absolutely.
is, too, is that if we really think about it, we have like 7, 8 for us that have a lot of bills who didn't know about real money. I have a lot of bills. I'm one of them. I'm a real person, right? With real financial, with real struggles on a financial journey to freedom. So we have like 7, 8, 9 bills a month, and we only have 1, 2, maybe 3 incomes if somebody works 2 jobs in your house and you have a spouse or somebody that takes care of that. But again, you're you're not in balance. Like, this is you and your family, and these are your bills, and you have there is no leverage there. You struggle.
Right.
Listen, we have a solution. Leverage is a real thing. It's just like first of all, I'm not a guy, and it's not to say that women can't do it, but I wouldn't be the chick to try to move a refrigerator without a lever to help me. And that's what it's about. It's just about,
Well,
it's group economics. It's group economics. Like, I'm not going to break my back to try to do it when I have a host of people who are headed in the same direction for the
yeah,
same thing, for a community come up. And that's what we do.
That's it.
So that's really what that does for you. But what if I wanted to use my gold, or what if it was a time like this, Chris? Um, you talked about how we get the gold and we want to save it and we use the fiat. But what if there came a time where I needed to use that? I had an emergency, and you know, and I'm saving it. I get the point, but how could I liquidate it, or why would I not want to?
I
Like,
mean, I mean, different situations call for different, measures, and you know what I'm saying, how the way you execute a situation. So I mean, who's to say, but if you was to ever have to liquidate or felt the need to, the reason for you having it in gold is because when you move it back over into the dollar, like, you kept the value the whole time. So it's like, and then the interest that you can pretty much gain. But not only that, just having a commodity money, you can use the commodity money as a loan. So you pretty much become your own bank by you holding on to this. You can leverage this. You can use this as leverage versus you just cashing it out. It wouldn't be wise to cash. I wouldn't sell no gold. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, it's just a way around everything. You know what I'm saying? And you pretty much can use this as a leverage versus you having to go down to the bank or asking somebody else for some money, and now they throwing interest or different type of obligations that you got to pay back because now you're under their control. You know what I'm saying? So versus being under someone else's control, our goal is to become free. We don't want to be in a situation where we have to ask, or you have to move a certain way because you owe a certain amount of money or whatever the case is. You're in someone else's mercy when you take on some credit, when you take on that loan, when you take on that debt. You know what I mean? So the best thing for us to do to keep ourselves out of that situation is not to sell our gold, to hold on to it. Try to find ways to leverage what we have to get what we need. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, my thing is pretty much you got to have a mindset, man. It's a want and a need thing, and certain things we know we don't need. Certain things we know we want, but we don't need it. You know what I mean? So it's really about conditioning yourself, not to spend. This is the mind. This is the conditioned mind that we have. Like we was taught to make a lot of money and spend it. Nobody ever told us how to save or where to save it. They tell us to go save it in the banks, but the whole time the banks is making money off of our money. So why would I want to put my money in someone else's hand when I can make my own money? Like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Man, that was a mic drop right there.
It was, absolutely.
Look, that's a whole nother seminar. We got to do that on a
absolutely.
We have to learn to recondition our minds to save, because we've been so quick to spend. As soon as we get the money, then it's gone, and then now we're in a situation where we need again.
Right.
And gotta go ask somebody else.
And this situation with the coronavirus is revealing that. It's revealing that people don't have enough money saved, and that it's a real struggle, that people are a paycheck away from being more impoverished. And I'm saying more impoverished because if you can't, I mean, if you live paycheck to paycheck right now, then you don't have enough to begin with. So yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Man, he touched on so much. Alicia, do you want to?
The one thing that I will say in regards to leverage, and you talked about what if you need to cash in your gold, and what we have learned as business owners and as wealth builders is that there's nothing that you can't sponsor your way out of. And what I mean is, because of what we're doing and we're helping ourselves and our families, not only are we practicing delayed gratification, which is basically what Chris was saying, you don't need it right now. You don't need it. You may want it because you've been conditioned to want it, because the commercials look good, because you want to keep up with the Joneses, but you don't need it. So delay that gratification and be able to buy that thing later 10 times over without being in debt. And then the other piece of it is help somebody else get what they want. And so by doing that, it produces an income for you. So you don't need to cash in your gold. So you don't need to sell your gold. You're able to bring in the fiat currency. You're able to bring in that right now money by helping others help themselves. So there's a simple solution to not have to sell your gold or cash in your gold. And that's a part of the money system that we're connected to. It'll come. You just have to help enough people get their financial freedom in order as well.
Spread your wings, the multiple streams of income. See, people have too much, they have too much outcome. You got too much money going out, but you don't have enough coming in. Or you worried about one source of income. You cannot make enough money. Oh, I make enough money. Who makes enough money? I need more money. I don't care how much money I have. I need more money because I know at the end of the day, I don't know what's in front of me. Right. You know what I mean? And that's where we need to be better prepared. That way we can avoid these type of situations we in right now. And I'm not saying me at fault too, because I'm in this we in this together.
All of us, we are real people.
You know, like, it's not like I'm better than the next one. We all this together. That's why I'm so compassionate and I go as hard. And I know you ladies go as hard, you queens go as hard, because it's real. Like we really have to we have to spread them wings. This the love. This is the energy we have to. It's not about it's not just the money is one. That's leverage. This is leverage. This is nothing. The love is what we need. Right. That's what keeps this world going. You know what I mean? Keep this, but I don't want to go too far into the red pill on them. You feel me? But at the same time, let's stick to the money. Let's stick to this little fiat and this big commodity we talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, because the rabbit hole can go really, really deep. It can go really, really deep. We're actually gonna wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got some value from what we talked about. And our last quote, red pill, we're not prepared for it today. But the last red pill quote was, if speaking is silver, then listening is gold.
Gold, baby.
Get your dose.
Get your dose.
Get your dose.
Listen, don't even take our word for it. If you have any questions about the money system that we speak of, definitely reach out to us individually. Our names are, you see who we are. Hit us up. who's ever paid you're on. We can get your questions answered, get you some information. But the goal is really for you to assess the information that we're giving you and you come up with your own conclusion. You do your own research, get your own information. That way you can make an informed decision of whatever you decide. Right. So with that, guys, if you don't have anything else.
One more thing, I have to say it because the stimulus checks are depositing now. The stimulus checks are depositing now, and this is free money the government is giving you, and everything is shut down. Where are you going to spend this money? Please do not spend this money frivolously. This is free money that you are getting. Stimulate the economy in your home. Stimulate the wealth for your children.
Right.
Do not be frivolous. Do not take this for granted. You were not expecting it. You weren't expecting it this fast.
Right.
So use it to your benefit, not for your detriment.
Right.
That's all I got.
And Miss Alicia, you said, you said, listen, if you spent all your tax money, then this is your second chance.
This is your second chance. This is your second chance. I don't want your money. I don't want your money. Tasheen doesn't want your money. Chris doesn't want your money. We want you to want your money.
Want your money.
That's
we want
it.
You to want your money.
That's it. We're here to help.
Okay, with that, guys. At least you gotta stop us.
Oh, sorry.